It's Tuesday. I don't know what's going on. My neighbor, I think he's getting kicked out, but that's not neither here nor there. Today's my story. I just got back from a open mic. Open mic, yeah. And the question is, how did you spend your summers? And I just feel like it depended on where I was at the time, because like I said, I traveled around a lot, so it would change. It depended on like the areas, you know what I mean? I know when I was a kid in Alaska, the summertime was like baseball season, so it's time to get ready. I would do all the sports, you know what I mean? So right after baseball season, then football season, you know, it just when I was in Jersey, I did football, basketball, and baseball, and other times in Chester we had project football. You know what I mean? Like all the fellows from my projects would go over. We probably have a mutual one. Sometimes we go to. I represent the LV, the union. We do what we want. And we would have a group, and then we would go over to maybe the McCaff and play the projects, or we would play the Bennett Homes. Just find a mutual spot and like have a game. One time we had a game, and we had a game in I think it was in the Bennett Homes. I think it was, and we're in their projects, and I think they had like a field in there, so we played football on their field. And I don't know how it happened, but after a while, like a lot of chatter, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I think we won, but somehow I remember them walking us out of the projects, and it wasn't like a happy win. It was like, y'all need to move on now, or we won't have to have problems. And we're like, man, fuck y'all, like whatever. They're just walking us out, and I was like, well, watch your back, watch your back. We were outnumbered. We were like, whatever. And then in Alaska when I was a kid, I was trying to think of what we do. Usually I hang out with my wolves, you know what I mean? Like it's 24/7. We just hang out and do what we do. So most of the time there's like someone around that will have a barbecue, and then we would all just go to the barbecue or a party. And I must have turned the fan on. But so we would just get up and go to the barbecue. My favorite is when I go to someone that I don't know's barbecue. Those are my favorite ones. Like you're invited, and then you come in and you like, who? Everyone's looking at you like, who are you? You know what I mean? I'll just sit and chill. And if you go to a black one, someone's 5 or 6 people who are gonna come over and ask you like, oh, who are you, dog? What's up with you? What are you doing here? Who you know? That's my favorite, because then you get to chop it up with people that you never know, and then you meet new friends and shit, and they teach you all type of shit. So I like that. And then or we go to a party and just go in somebody's party all night. It's daylight in the summertime, so you go to the club, you go in the club, it's daylight. Then at nighttime, you come out the club at 3 a.m, it's still daylight. So it's like the midnight. So we go to Portage Glacier too, and all those kind of things. And then in Philly, it was water ice. In Chester, it was water ices and pretzels in the summertime. I'm from I don't know what other people feel, but like I'm from Chester, so Chester was like 85% black people. It still is like 85% black people. So I was raised around like black people. You know what I mean? Like I don't know where you're from. That's your business. But like I'm raised around like Double Dutch and Jacks when that was a thing, you know what I mean? Just like we do black games at red light, green light, you know what I mean? Catch a girl, kiss a girl, just all the things that we did in the summertime. The summertime. I just always liked it because we were out of school. Number one, that was the best part. That I don't have to do school no more. And then it was always worrisome because I was worried if I was gonna be able to go to the next grade, because I just didn't like to do my schoolwork. So especially when I moved from Philadelphia, I moved from Chester. I think I got a little depressed and I was being abused. So I just like, I didn't see any benefit in doing my schoolwork. First of all, I'm not going to be here next year. So to me, it doesn't matter. You know, what do you think? After I learned how to do something, I don't think I'm going to have to, I don't believe in keep it constantly repeating it over and over and over. I learned it. Let's move on to something else. And that was one thing that they had a problem with me, that they were trying to test me, but like even in the class, like I would get bored and I would just start talking and having a good time. People just parlaying, and you know when I come home, I'm not gonna do homework with these nut jobs and you're screaming and hollering, throwing stuff and doing violence all the time. It wasn't a conducive. I don't know. Maybe my sister was fine. She's my little sister. She did better in school, but I don't think that she was being abused like I was being abused. So you can't put the same things on it. Also, that she came later. She came like 4 years later. I was already, when she came, we were moving out of Pennsylvania, Chester. So she didn't have like a whole like, I have friends and you know what I mean? I have like a whole family, whole community, you know what I mean? I have a babysitter. I have my grandma's there, my aunt's there, my cousins are there. It's just like a whole thing. So when they took me, it was like really traumatizing, especially when I don't think the people, my parents, really, they liked having a kid, but I don't know if they really wanted to do that. So I think that was in the backtrack, or knew how to do that. You know, my mom was abused and neglected, and my dad, as a kid, they both were abused and neglected. So, I mean, I know that they probably had good intentions, but I don't think that they knew how to do that. So I'm with people that are irritated that they even have to have kids, that you're making noises and you're being like you're doing kid things when they expect you to, like, why aren't you being an adult? And if you're not going to be an adult, I'm going to beat you into being an adult, or I'm going to punish you because you're not an adult. And so it was like, so the summertime when I'm hanging out with my fellas and all that, it was like a relief, like, you know what I mean? So I would just hang out with Diety and Jamal and all my peoples, and we would just parlay all. I was a club kid. I'd be in the club all the time, you know what I mean? If you know